Let's go to Kobe Brown. Older player, 23 years of age, power forward, Missouri, 6'8", really efficient 65 true shooting, shot 46% from three, which is obviously an insane number. He's a guy that I've heard a few people, I'm a little bit high on him, like sleeper type guy is going to contribute. He's obviously older. So what changed for Kobe Brown that makes him more of a draftable player this year than, say, like last season or the year before when he would have been obviously a little bit younger? What did he improve on? Is it just the fact that Leo is bigger and stronger than everyone that he was able to do these things? Like, what changed with Kobe Brown this season?
I think he's been a name that's getting a lot of buzz lately, especially for a second round guy. He's getting a lot of fans in draft circles, and I think the one part of his game that he's going to be able to hang his hat on is the versatility. For Missouri this year, Kobe Brown did a lot of different roles. Sometimes they played him at the 4. He was a floor spacer, and you wouldn't expect it because he kind of plays the game almost like a point forward, but then he was the rebounding guy. Sometimes they played him at the center. He just kind of did anything that the team needed him to do, and I think that's something that NBA teams will be very intrigued by, especially if you're trying to find some great value in the second round. He's shown the ability to be a really good playmaker. He can step outside and hurt defenses from deep. Very crafty around the basket. It's just one of those upperclassmen that really has kind of figured everything out when it comes to, like, okay, I might not be elite at any specific skill or part of my game, but I'm pretty good at about a lot of things. And I think when you get in the second round and you could find guys like that could almost fill a lot of roles, that's where NBA teams are going to be like, hey, we might be able to find something here with some good value. So, at one point he was looking like a guy that was just trying to get drafted. Now it wouldn't shock me if he's climbing up to get into that middle of the second round. And all it takes is one team to really get in love with your game.
In my mock draft database, which is about 10 different mock drafts across different places, someone's got him at 37. So that's premium second round stuff. And you look at his numbers, they're actually unbelievably good. The 3-point shooting, it's not huge volume, but it's 4 attempts per 36. It's not invisible numbers. It's more than Colby Jones. It's a guy that's averaging here 3 assists per game as a power forward player, like a big guy. It's a guy averaging almost 2 steals per 36 minutes. It's a guy with a pretty strong assist to turnover ratio who's a forward. All these things, 79% from the line. These are all unbelievably good translation numbers. Just, I guess, it's the age. It's like, is it real? Is it beating up on young kids? Like, what is it about him where he's going up against guys where he's 4 years older than him? But he is rising quite a bit. And, we've seen some older players. The name that comes to mind, early second round pick as a bit of an older guy in college is Xavier Tillman, who put up some really interesting numbers, flashed some passing, and filled in as a starter for Steven Adams this year and held his own. So Kobe's not a center, but as a bigger, stockier sort of wing who's got some shooting upside, I think there is a role here for him. So I was someone I never really paid a huge amount of attention to up until maybe a week or so ago, and I've really started to dig in. But there's some very interesting numbers here with Kobe Brown, and this rise that's coming. It seems like you buy into it a little bit.
Absolutely. I think when you're getting to that second round, a lot of teams are trying to find some obviously some great value that they can just look back and feel pretty good about. And I think something that always is starting to translate now, and you're seeing it even in the playoffs, is you got to have a high feel for the game. You got to be a really intelligent player that understands how to read opposing defenses and how to impact the game and get to your spots. And I think that's where Kobe Brown could really excel. He's got the versatility. He's got the feel for the game to stand out. Now, I mean, obviously, he's a big body. He's 6'8", he's around 250 pounds. So teams are going to be like, okay, well, where are we playing him? And I think at some point, some team might look at him and be like, hey, this might be a good guy that we could kind of groom to be one of our 7th, 8th guys in the rotation that really gives us some good minutes and comes off the bench and is a smart player who understands how to impact the game. And maybe that's just to start out early in his career, and he develops into a kind of a Swiss Army knife who plays extended minutes and kind of is your 6th or 7th man. You never really know, but I think he's shown that he can score in multiple levels, and he also can impact the game on both sides. So it's not surprising for me to hear that he's heating up.